big body. She or he, can't tell from here. They have a great big body and little lip wings. And if it's healthy, it's going to keep doing that dance. Just kind of turning back and forth while it pumps the fluid out of that great big body and into the wings. Just like that. It's the monarch dance. The wings open from the top, but I'm pretty sure this is a female. Hello, welcome back to Grandma's World. I'm Debbie. I'm sporting witch hair again today. This is what happens to my hair when I eat too much sugar and grain. It all starts to show in my hair. Add a level of stress and it starts falling off and breaking off and drying out. So I should learn the lessons, take the lessons, and do something about it, right? And that's kind of one of the things going on with this coronavirus adventure that we're all sharing, is that I don't care. I don't care. I don't care what condition my hair is in. I don't care what condition my house is in. I just want to chill out. I just want to get through this with a little bit of luck and a lot of isolation. I'm hoping my family gets through it with nobody getting sick. And we'll see how that goes. So far, everybody's doing a great job. It's really lonesome for me and it's driving them crazy. But at least they're protecting their little ones, and that's what is most important to me. I have a few notes here about what I wanted to do today. I want to start, and I hope it worked, by sharing the monarch. It's called eclose when they come out of their chrysalis like that, and that will be my first release of the season. I've been doing this for several years. I grow milkweed. I go out and harvest eggs that are on the milkweed. I bring them into the house and raise them up to that point. The butterfly, it's behind me. I don't think it's going to show because it's kind of lined up. Let's see if I can push it this way. Yeah. Which we knock this off completely. It's the cage is lining up with the mullion windows, and I'm just not thinking. And then she's got herself all lined up so that we're not going to be able to see her from this position. But it was a fun clip. I hope I have fun putting it together. It was fun to record it. I will admit that I had turned my back on her for a few seconds, and that's when she actually popped out of there. But at least the camera was running and I was able to catch it just as she dropped out of the chrysalis. Anyway, this is spring. It's all happening here. I have right now about 20 caterpillars in they're called instars. They go through 5 of them. So I have some tiny, tiny, almost microscopic ones that have just hatched out, up to another one. So I had that one that just eclosed. I have another one. I don't know if you can see it over there. Yeah, see, it's all lined up with all these lines. It's fairly new to its chrysalis. And then I have a third in that cage that's still chomping milkweed, but it'll be ready to go up and hang and make a chrysalis pretty soon. And then the ones that are over, I look over there because that's where they're all sitting on the pass-through from my kitchen into my family room. And they're in all different stages. The reason I bring them in, because I know that's a controversial thing to do, but I live in an ag community and our farmers release parasitizing wasps and flies. And I'm not sure when in the season they do it, but there are a lot of us that go out and try to collect the eggs and bring them in so that they're not around as caterpillars, because the parasitizing wasps lay their eggs in the caterpillars, which kills the caterpillars. I can't really fault the farmers for doing it. I have had my own backyard gardens decimated by cabbage white caterpillars on more than one occasion, and we just can't afford to have that. Where I live produces a lot of the world's produce, and we just can't afford, the economy of this community cannot afford to have those sweet little cabbage whites come through and wipe out a whole year's crop or a whole season's crop. We have multiple seasons here. But the monarchs only eat milkweed. Milkweed isn't something that people it's poisonous for one thing, so people don't do a lot with it as far as food. And so those of us that love the butterflies do try to help it out by bringing some of those eggs in and seeing if we can get them to a point where we can release them out. At least get another season, get through another season. So as I said, I have about 20 monarchs. And I also, this is the first year I found praying mantis. All right, what did I do with them? I left them over there. I could have sworn I carried them over here. Oh, I did get one of them. Duh. Yeah, my brain isn't in really good shape, but I have a feeling that you'll all understand that. I found praying mantis egg cases this year. I wasn't sure because I'd seen them for sale before in garden supply centers, and they didn't look like this. But they don't look like this because the ones that they sell in the garden supply centers are from a Chinese praying mantis, and this is what our native California praying mantis cases look like. So I found 2 of them last December when I was pruning my viburnum. I didn't know what they were. I just said that doesn't look like just a bowl or, some kind of growth on the plant. Put them in these are takeout containers from my favorite restaurant in Simi Valley, California. I'll give them a little shout out there. Awesome people and good food. At any rate, I kept them in here all season, all since December, and they have started to hatch out, and they are so much fun. These little tiny baby praying mantis. And I've probably released close to 100 so far this season, which is kind of funny, peculiar in a way, because I'm also trying to get the monarchs to survive out there, and praying mantises like to eat caterpillars. So, I'm kind of a non-discretionary. What's the word I want? I don't pick favorites. I'll try to get them to get a balance out there. So anyway, this is the first year I've had praying mantis. I've been doing the butterflies for about 10 years, but this has been really fun. As I was doing the work out there last spring and summer in my front, I'm renovating my whole front yard. I kept running across the praying mantis, and they're funny little guys. When you kind of disturb them, they're watching you the whole time, and they have those great big eyes and these triangle-shaped heads, and they'll be going, like, kind of watching you, like, what are you going to do now? So one of my relatives said they freak her out because she was my friend, I guess, said she knows that if they were our size, they would eat us. And I'm like, yeah, but they're not. They eat other things. So I broke isolation long enough. I happened to be picking up my mail out of the mailbox. My next door neighbors just put in raised beds in their front yard and planted them, got all their vegetables in. And I said, hey, let me give you something. So I went in and got one of the containers and let them. I made contact as I handed the container to the boy, and he went up and sprinkled them in his garden. So we'll hope that I didn't contaminate the whole neighborhood by distributing praying mantis. All right, so what I wanted to do today, I have a stack of stuff that I want to put away and get it kind of, check it off my list. I need to check some things off my list. I'm not going to show you my house right now. I will simply tell you that what I did in the sewing room is still at that stage because there's some stuff I can't do here myself. I need help, and I thought I had the help lined up, and then they were able to go back to work, and everything's loosey-goosey, and that's just the way it's going to be. But my family room is trashed. My kitchen is between the butterflies and the praying mantis, and then the overflow from the sewing room being in here, it's trashed too. Everything's trashed. So this is my little spot. This is my little spot of calm. I have that, and then I'm running it on the computer when I work in the bedroom. I'm running the Monterey Bay Aquarium outside camera so that I can hear the ocean and look up and see the waves. See the waves. Oh gosh, that's where I want to be for sure right now. So I have no brain left in all of this. Let me check my little list and see what I wanted to do, because I do have some things. This is a Disney thing, and it's my only Disney thing. Parks are all closed. Everybody's shutting down. Even Karen, this is my Primark delivery from the UK, and it will be my last delivery for a while. She's pretty much had to shut down. For one thing, Primarks are all closed there. But also, the Royal Post, I guess, I don't know that they've done anything yet. For those of us that have had things on hold with her, she was afraid that the post would stop shipping internationally. This is the way things are. And so she wanted us all to, everything was already paid for. She just wanted to get it all packed up and sent to us in case it was all shut down. Now, I don't know if it has been or not, but this will probably be my last Primark delivery for a while. And so there you are. I feel sorry for Karen. This is a new business for her, and it was really taking off. And I suspect it still will once she gets it back up and going, but it's hard when you're getting something new going and it's a big hit and it's really popular, and then you have to stop it just as the momentum is really starting to grow. That's pretty sad. Okay, so this is Karen again. And I hope she's staying safe too. And yeah, I do remember ordering these. These are my Dumbo pajamas. I have 2 pair of these lightweight pajamas. She didn't take the weight. It wasn't going to cost that much, so she didn't take the tags off, and that's fine. Let me just show these 2. They're very cute. These are summer weight, short sleeve, and just hanging out around the house. Super cute. Walt Disney's Dumbo. Ordered the extra large, which should be really too big for me, except that I've been eating nothing but chocolate. She's very generous this way. Chocolate and chips like Doritos with nacho sauce on it, and cinnamon toast, and chocolate milk, and every comfort food I could think of. I made a little pan of brownies the other night and ate those. Well, a lot of them dried out, but I had way too many of those. It is showing up. I haven't gotten anywhere near a scale, and I'm not going to, but I can tell by the way my legs are retaining fluid. Yeah, my whole body's retaining fluid, that I'm probably up 10 or 15 pounds in the last 3 weeks just from eating crap. But look at these. Oh, he's so cute. There it is. I know I've mentioned this before, but I love this pose for him. This one here, this one here. Isn't he cute? So this is kind of a lightweight jersey, and when summer gets here, not today, but when summer gets here, it'll be nice. And then I noticed that they had some zipper bags, and I have some special friends in a different state who are interested in these things. One of them is going to be an astronaut when she grows up, and I thought this was a very cool NASA bag. So that will be going to her eventually. And then her sister is a Friends fan, and I found that they had also a zipper. I don't watch Friends. I'm just kind of trusting the label that this is going to mean something to her. And then I wanted to buy their mom. They had some really cool Harry Potter bags like this, but they were out of them when Karen went there to shop, and she wasn't able to get it, and she wasn't going back. She had let us all know this would be her last shopping thing for a while, so oh well. I'm sure she'll be glad that the little girls get them anyway. All right, so other things to do. I wanted to show you this. So in the course of undoing, I'm kind of doing a Marie Kondo thing with my sewing room and getting a bunch of stuff out and sorted and getting rid of stuff. Some of it, most of it is going into storage. I believe that there are still groups making face masks locally, and I can donate some of the fabric to them. I did try to make some. I made 8 of them in one day and couldn't even get in bed, and got a horrific lecture from my chiropractor. It was the first adjustment I've had in over a year that I've been going to him, where I cried. So I'm not going to be doing any more marathon face mask sewing sessions. But I can donate the fabric if they're still doing it. I'll find out. At any rate, going through the stuff, I found this. This is a little needle book. It came this way. All I had to do was do the cross stitch and glue it on there. This was probably 40 years ago. And I love it. And I'm using it. I tend to make these things and never use them because I don't want to wear them out. But I've learned my lesson, and I'm now using some of this pretty stuff I've made. So I'm using this one for the Be Well and Stitch project that I'm working on. Let's see if it'll... It's not very big, maybe just 3 inches diameter. It's a little bonnet, so I'm trying to get it to focus. Oh yeah, a little bonnet and ribbon, some flowers. I don't remember for sure who did this, but I'm wanting to say Stony Creek. And judging by the amount of backstitching on it and the way they've used colors, I would say that's probably who designed this one. Okay, and then that brings me to progress on stitching. The nice thing about having what I at least have done in my sewing room is that I can sit in there and stitch. Now, as you know, if you're into cross stitch and Flosstube, the Flosstube community really got into a campaign started, I want to say by the Drawn Thread, but I could be wrong about that. It might have been Michelle Bendy Stitchy, maybe she was the one. I can't remember who's getting credit for this. But the point was, it's hashtag Be Well and Stitch, and they were donating patterns, donating charts, so that people who are into cross stitch could kind of calm the heck down and get some quality time in doing some cross stitch to keep us sane. And so I went through almost all of the charts. I didn't undownload all of them, but I looked for ones that really spoke to me, and I started with this one. This was the first one. This was Drawn Threads. It just says Be Well. It has this beautiful little bird on it. And I really thought that that was the one I was going to do for sure. And so I got some fabric out and I got some floss out. But before I could start it, the stitchers kept saying, oh, more of them are coming out, more of them are coming out. And I thought, well, okay, good, I'll go look again and see if something else has come out. And indeed, other things had. I chose something else to be my main project, but I think just yesterday I noticed this one. This is the Shepherd's Bush, and it says, You Be Well. You is E-W-E. So many nice feelings about Shepherd's Bush. I lived in the Ogden Valley, which is about a 10-minute drive from Shepherd's Bush. I had a property there. I didn't live there, but I would visit there for about 12 years. And in fact, it was walking through Shepherd's Bush that convinced me I was supposed to buy the property there. Because look, they gave me this beautiful shop. And so I need to do this one just to stay in touch with my friends there, emotionally be connected to my friends that are still in the Ogden Valley. I'm hoping to get to go see them in the fall. And if I do, I will go to Shepherd's Bush and probably spend way too much money because that's what I tended to do there. My camera's gonna turn off in a second. Let me do it myself and then I won't be surprised. And here I am back again and I will have to edit that out. So Drawn Thread and Shepherd's Bush both put out wonderful patterns for Be Well and Stitch, but the one that really spoke to me and the one I grabbed and got started on was the Blue Flowers piece, Let Joy Be Unconfined. The quote is actually credited to George Sands, and a lot of stuff is credited to her that she didn't actually originate. I don't know if she did this or not. But I thought it was beautiful, and I loved the whole concept of joy, and reaching for joy all the time is a constant in my life. And so this was the one that I wanted to do for myself. And my goal is to have it finished in time to be let go, to be allowed to actually get out of confinement. And to do it, I wanted to not buy anything new for it. I wanted to use things I already had. And I had purchased this fabric through 123 Stitch, and I think it still has a tag on it. Or have I knocked it off? I'm pretty sure it's a Picture This Plus piece. I was looking for one to do the Shores of Hawk Run Hollow on. I ordered this one. I believe it's called Flash. I think it's a Picture This Plus through 123 Stitch. If I find the tag, I'll correct myself if I'm wrong. And I loved the color. It goes with my sewing room perfectly. It did not go with the Shores of Hawk Run Hollow. I got a start on it up here. I got the let stitched in. I may have already talked about this already. And then realized the next day when I went to start working on the Joy that I had forgotten to leave room here for the flowers that are supposed to be in this border. And if I just added in the flowers, I wasn't going to have a way to frame it. Then I said, okay, fine. So I frogged out the let, moved everything over so that there would be room. So once I put the flowers in here, let was moving over into here, and that wasn't going to leave me room for the rest of the chart this way. I was doing it the wrong direction. I needed to turn the fabric this way. So I'm on the track now. I also went through my stash and just picked colors of floss that I had bought with no design in mind. I just loved what they work. There's a blue on here. The dark blue is a Threadworks piece. I had actually done, when I did the let the first time, I had used a color, I think it was a Weeks or a Gentle Arts, I'm not sure, called Pine. But after I frogged it out and was going through my stash, I had found this one. It's another Threadworks. Just this really gorgeous variegated green. And I said, I'm going to use that. I'm going to do it with this. And so I'm so happy. I'm so happy with the way that this is turning out. And again, I just am charging along. I figure the faster I can get this done, the sooner we're all going to be released from this. Yeah, right. We all know this is going to go on a long time, right? This is no big surprise to anybody. To bring this to some joyful closure. Okay. The other piece I've been working on when I'm at my mom's, those 3 days a week, is this, let me put this back before I create a disaster for myself. I'm still working on the Cape Cod Keeps, which I'm doing as a sampler instead of a set of needle keeps. And I have gotten this far on it at her house. I do a lot of frogging on this, mostly because I will go ahead and do it the way it was designed, live with it for a little while, and then say, I don't like that. I got a good part of the whale done, for example, in the called for color, didn't like it, frogged it out, and chose my own color. This piece down here is, I believe, the called for color. I just love it. It's called Driftwood. But they had put these flowers in here, all in here and up here, that didn't belong in the ocean. At least I didn't think so. So I ended up frogging the flowers out, and now I'm trying to adapt their kelp design and put that in everywhere. And of course I got off a couple of stitches, and so I'm having to work around that. But it's okay with both of these pieces. The fact that I get off and am able to fix it is kind of testament to my state of mind through all of this. And I'm just forgiving myself and moving on. If I have pieces where people say, this looks a little off, shouldn't this have been this way? I'm just gonna go, hey, COVID-19, what can I tell you? I'm lucky it turned out as well as it did. So yeah, that's what I work out at Mom's house. So the rest of this, it's haul, but it's MAYnia prep. And things that as I'm going through getting ready for MAYnia, which I've never done before, I am seeing things that I need or want, or I follow the synchronicity of things and the serendipity of things, and I end up getting stuff delivered to my house. So that's kind of where I am. I am going through this at random. There's no way I can make chronological order. What's on top is my newest GaRon Tottenbag with the Easter design, and I love how Ronnie used this plaid in here. I have so many happy Easter memories of this plaid, or something very like it. Yeah, and what I'm putting in here are the things that I'm collecting for MAYnia. So let's go through here and I can show you what I've picked up already. I was one of the lucky ones to have an extra piece put in my envelope. And I bought, let's see if I can find them and make some sense out of them, this part anyway. I showed them to my mom. So I think in the last post that I did, well, let me step back a giant step. Because I'm laughing at myself. So I did, the Blue Flower put out that chart for free. Let joy be unconfined. And I am really enjoying using it, but I really believed that kind of one of the things that's a priority for me is keeping people solvent, and especially these people that have small businesses that are going to get walloped in this not just the emotional fallout from COVID-19, but the economic fallout as well. So to thank her, I tracked down a supplier of her patterns, and I hope that she's making some money on this. And there wasn't really much in her line that appealed to me. So I said, okay, the thing closest to anything I might ever want to do in my whole life is this line of squirrels that she's done. So she has the autumn squirrel, the summer squirrel, and I really did get a kick out of this with the little skunk. Is he wearing a bonnet? Yes, the skunk has a bonnet or a sailor hat on, I guess, in the cart in front of the bicycle or trike. Trike, I think. And then this is the Halloween squirrel and a spring squirrel. I tried to order the winter squirrel and it was sold out. Again, and they were on sale, so this was not a huge investment on my part. I just wanted to buy something of this woman's work to say thank you for donating this gorgeous chart that I'm working, the Let Joy Be Unconfined. When they got here, I started looking at them. These are not my style. at all. I'm into cutesy, and these are not, these little animals are not at first glance cute. In fact, the squirrels look a little too much like my little ratty-tailed ground squirrels for me to be attracted to them. But at this point, now that I've looked at them a few times, I'm in love with these things. And I can really see myself trying to do them in the future. Maybe not as MAYnia this year, but maybe I'll tuck them away for MAYnia next year because they're really cute. I really like them. And the Halloween squirrel, especially the summer guy. Is this a baby squirrel? I thought it was a skunk. No, they're baby squirrels. Anyway, so yeah, it goes into MAYnia 2021, I guess. And then also while I was wandering around, tracking things down, I found a couple more. These were some more of the Be Well and Stitch that I really liked. This was Erica Michaels. Have a heart that never hardens, temper that never tires, touch that never hurts. I need to carry this around with me because I am really nasty now. I get so angry that I need to be locked up for everybody's safety. This one is Be Well Mini Bouquet by Jeanette Douglas Designs. I really liked that one too. And then this was Be Well and Stitch. Oh, Beth Twist, a free heartstring sampler designed by Beth Twist. I want to say this was the one that kicked it off, but I'm not sure. Be well and stitch, and for Pete's sake, wash your hands. So that one made me giggle. So it's in the collection. And as I'm wandering around looking at everybody's designs, I'm picking up other things. I had heard this design firm's name many times as I've listened to Flosstube, and I fell in love with this one with a bird and butterfly on it. So when I finish Let Joy Be Unconfined, I'm going to use what's left of the Ida cloth that I'm doing that on to make this biscornu. And then just because it was so darn cute, I couldn't resist getting the bluebird as well. The best thing though that came out of that hunt, and that's a lot of good stuff to come out of that hunt, was getting into the Primitive Hair site. I had heard that name from Gary at GaRon Tottenbags. He was working a piece, and he had shown a piece of fabric that he was going to use for a Christmas piece, and I fell in love with the fabric. I have a Christmas piece in my MAYnia stash that would look really good. I thought would look really good on that fabric. When I got to her site, her name is Isabel, and she's in Italy. And I got to her site, and it turned out that these wonderful printed linens were just that. They were linen, and as I'd explained before, I have a couple of disabilities. Working on linen is no fun for me. And so I said, okay, I'm not going to buy those linens. But look at the list of what she has. And I think I've shown these already before. But just very quickly, there were some ornaments. And the guest room, I'm doing my guest room in mermaids and whales and ocean theme. And I'm going to put a little Christmas tree in there next year. So I want to do the ornaments for that Christmas tree. I already have some mermaid ornaments for it, but these would be really cute in there. And also as a reminder, I have very good friends in Massachusetts. And I've been 2 years in a row now, I've been there to visit them. And they take me to Salem. They took me to Salem, and they took me to Maine. Ogunquit. Heaven on Earth, and I can't remember its name. At any rate, so those are part of the inspiration to do this. My bathroom is West Coast, East Coast arranged with collectibles that I've picked up there. And I ordered some of these patterns from Primitive Hair to use. One is this one. and I know that I've shown this already. And I did go online to order a piece of fabric for this, and it came in, and it's this one. It is, picture this plus 18 count earthen Aida fabric. So I think that will look fine on that. Hers is on a better, of course she's used to linen that she dyed for it, and it's more of a parchment color, and I would have liked to have done that because the parchment is better, but I opted not to, partly because, and this took 2 different orders to do this, I ordered the patterns, so I have the ornaments, Mother Whale, what is she calling? Yeah, Mother of the Ocean. And then the Mermaid of Salem Bay. And this one took my breath away, and I loved this. I loved this design. I did not buy the fabric for it because I wanted to find a piece of Aida. And I looked and looked, and the more I looked, the more I realized that part of the impact of this incredible mermaid here is the fact that it's on this fabric with the map and the so it's got a map here, and then it has this incredible pirate ship down here. And the more I looked for something else, the more I realized that if I was going to be happy with this, I was going to have to do it on her fabric. So I went back and ordered the linen. I have a magnifying lamp and reading glasses. I might be able to do this. We'll see. I'm gonna try it here first. This is just stunning. It is so gorgeous. And had a nice conversation with Isabel as I ordered it. As we did all this business, so it was all very pleasant. But isn't that stunning? I just love it. Again, trying to support some of these fabulous artists. Isabel was in lockdown in Italy when I was ordering stuff. I ordered some scissor fobs from her that I loved, and she apologized and said she's not going to be able to ship those until at the earliest the middle of April because they're locked down. And I'm like, no problem. These she was able to do. These were instant downloads. I could just print those off, and then the fabric fit in something. I'm imagining this, that you can be in a home and stick them in an envelope and put them out into your private mailbox. So we'll see. And then while I was at it, I ordered the piece that Gary had been working on that I thought would work for my Christmas piece. And we'll just see. We'll see if I can do it. See if it's going to work on it, number one, and because this is big for what I want to use it for. And then see if I think I can actually get this done between having no straight lines and having a central trimmer. And then, while I'm watching Sunshine Stitchers, and Gary's enabling me like crazy. And he pulls out a piece that looks something like this. I'm a Cancer, a moon child, and I am just nuts for moon stuff. And so I went and bought it, and it wasn't what I wanted. The one I bought, first of all, she didn't have this one in stock, she said. And all she had in stock was the opalescent version of this. Here it is. So this is the opalescent version, which is also pretty. Has a little bit of sparkle to it. But neither one is what I want. What I'm picturing with this, the one that Gary held up was, it's like the moon was up here, and then there was a bigger negative space down here under it. And I immediately pictured a row of trick-or-treaters kind of marching along the ground area with the moon up in the sky. And both of these, that moon is more centered in the piece. So I said, well, I went on eBay and reordered it. Turns out I was ordering it from the same person, and that had the not opalescent. This is a bigger gauge than this was. So maybe that's why she only had this in the 18, but this is this is a 14, and I decided to go for it, but it still is centered. It's not, you know, I don't have the room here to do what I want to do. So I'm in communication, I hope, with her to see how I might go about getting the one more like Gary had for this. But in the meantime, I went looking for the trick-or-treaters and found this chart by Thea Duick. And oh my gosh, it's so perfect. The only problem with it is that it's only 2.5 inches wide. So each one of these things, each one of these here is only less than 3 inches wide. So it's going to have to go bigger in order for me to get the effect I want. But it has a, there's no chart on here now. So there's a haunted house as one of the motifs. And then there's a little garden. I guess it's bigger on here. All right, haunted house as one of the motifs. The garden here, which has a scarecrow and a skunk and bat. I think that's a skunk or a squirrel or a cat, because there are cats all through it. It might be a cat. At any rate. Then here are the trick-or-treaters, and there's a line of houses behind it that I really love. And then here's more trick-or-treaters. They're going the other direction, and there are houses behind them as well. And then there's just this motif down here. So I could ignore this, string them out along the bottom of the fabric. Maybe they're all going in the same direction. Maybe I flip it. Or maybe they're going in different directions, and maybe this garden is in the middle with the 2 rows of houses on either side, and then the haunted house kind of up in the back is what I'm thinking. So if I'm gonna do that, it might work just with the piece that I have. Either the 18 opalescent, I can fit more. So if I go this way, I'm a Northern Hemisphere girl. I have to go see which way I see the moon. So maybe it could fit across the bottom here with the house up in here and then the moon behind it. Occasionally when we get a supermoon in my neighborhood, it really does look huge on the horizon in a few places in my neighborhood. So that might work. But I'm really delighted with this. I hope I can work this out because I love these, and I really want to make this work. I think that would be very cute. This is Trick or Treat. It's an original design by Thea Duick for the Victoria sampler. I have, I think, 3 more of her designs that I just visit and drool over, but I don't want to do the work. I don't want to do all that. You know, all the specialty stitches. All right, what else have I got? It's poking around. I've ordered a piece of fabric for a MAYnia piece that I want to do. It's a fairy in a swing, and it hasn't come in yet because I ordered it directly from Picture This Plus, and they said 5 to 7 weeks, and that might get pushed out of MAYnia consideration as it is because of the COVID-19 virus. You have to be patient with all of these folks. But as I was going through my stash, tearing this sewing room apart, I found this, and this just might be all I need. And I could use it either way. I haven't gotten the little stinker out yet. It's a fairy baby in a swing hanging from a branch. So we'll see how she fits on there, or he. And I ordered this, I thought, to use with the Shores of Hawkrun Hollow. And no, it's not gonna work for that. I didn't get a big enough piece, and I don't really like it for that piece. I really like the piece of fabric, but not for that. I'll find something else along the line. Apparently building fabric stashes is being part of the in crowd with Flosstube, so that's okay. And then today, like I said, I'm getting ready for MAYnia, and I fell in love with this one. This is a Kathy Haberman hands-on design. Her name's Kathy, right? It's Haberman. At any rate, I had started pulling DMC for it, and I bought 2 of them. Both of them I love. Both of them, I don't mind playing around. I don't feel locked in to anybody's design per se. But with these 2, I really want to use her colors. I really want to use her colors. I had to do something with the camera. So I went looking today, and I was able to get most of the colors for this one in an Etsy shop. And then I was able to order the fabric from Stephanie for this one. And then on this one, it's all DMC colors, so that's fine. But I ordered the one piece of fabric I needed for this one, and gosh, her fabrics are really something, aren't they? They were just gorgeous. And so I ended up giving myself the little lecture, support these small shops during COVID-19, and I ended up ordering a total of 4 different pieces of fabric. I'm not sure any of them will work for this, but whatever. I'll just continue my MAYnia thing and try to get them set up. Gonna bring this to a close. Nothing fancy going on today. I just wanted to get this recorded. I don't know if I'll get it edited today because I want to go stitch on Let Joy Be Unconfined. I'm going to put my feet up. I'm going to see if any floss tubers are there to visit with me, and if not, I'm just going to put the Monterey Bay Aquarium ocean feed and listen to the waves roll in. I hope you're hanging in there. It's an amazing time. There was a meme up on Facebook. I wish I'd copied it and saved it to show here, but essentially it said that the universe just stopped the world. It just stopped the world for all of us and made us go sit in a corner and say, you know, what have we done? And where am I going to go from here? And where do I want to be now? You know, this is the time that a lot of us said, just stop the merry-go-round and let me off for a little while so that I can take a breath and see what I want to do next. Well, here we are. The merry-go-round is broken down. I got no Disney parks to go to at this point. And it is an opportunity. Unfortunately, we're all in survival mode and our brains aren't working. I taught middle school for 25 years and we had kids who we didn't expect them to do any work. We didn't expect them to get good grades because we know that they were escaping abusive relationships in their homes and that the school was where they came to relax and feel safe and enjoy their friends and just get a few hours away. So that's kind of where we are. We're in that, in a window of time here where everybody's feeling abused and we tuck in our houses and it's all we can do to survive. So, so I'm going to go survive right now. I'm not going to worry about washing dishes. What I have over there actually is not dishes so much as it's working with the butterflies. I need to sterilize some stuff over there. It can wait till tomorrow. For now, I will say goodnight. Now, so goodbye. I'll see you next time.